Hello everyone, how are you all today? Hopefully you are good and you are all safe. Today's topic is about weather. Weather is very common in English. Whenever you speak with anyone, you can speak about the weather. The weather is different from a country to another, okay? So let's see how can we speak about the weather or how can we ask about the weather. So this is the first question that we have. If you would like to ask about the weather, you can say, what's the weather like? And of course, you can add today. What's the weather like today? Or, how is the weather? How is the weather? Or, what is it like out? What is it like out? So, if you would like to ask any person about the weather, you can ask one of these questions. All of them mean the same. You can ask also another question. What's the forecast like? What's the forecast like for? You can say the day that you are asking about. So for example, if I want to know the weather for tomorrow, so I'm gonna say what's the forecast like for tomorrow? If you would like to answer, you are gonna simply say it's, and you can answer after it with any of the adjectives that we are gonna say today, or one of the adjectives that we are going to discuss. Okay, so you can say, for example, it's cold, it's hot, it's mild, or you can use any adjective that we are gonna take now. Okay, another question that is related to weather, so we can say, what's the temperature today? What's the temperature today? What's the temperature today? Temperature today, it means you are gonna say the degree itself. So for example, it's, and you are gonna say the number, it's 30 degrees Celsius, for example. Or you can say, for example, it's 20, it's 40. Or if you don't want, or if you don't know the exact number, you can simply say it's high or it's low. So again, you can ask by using one of these questions, or you can ask using the temperature. And in this case, if you have the temperature, you can use it's, and you say the number or the degree. It's a 30 degree Celsius, or 20 or 24. Or if you don't know, you can use one of these words, high or low, or one of these words. Okay. So let's see the words that we can use to answer these questions. What are they? Or the words that is related to weather in general. The words that are related to weather in general, like what? Some people get confused. What is meant by weather and what is meant by climate? Okay? So weather, it means the short-term changes, the changes that happen for short time in the atmosphere. But climate, it means what the weather is like over a long period of time. It's not just for a very short time, but it's for a long time. So have a look at this image. I got it for you to make it easier for you. So weather, it means what? It means the short-term variation, it means changes in the atmosphere. So for example, weather was good yesterday. So you are speaking about just yesterday. It's very short. Climate, weather condition over long period, long time. So climate change has become a permanent issue worldwide. It means the changing of the climate or the weather conditions over a long period of time. Okay, so this is the difference between weather and climate. The other word that we have, forecast. Forecast. What is meant by forecast? Forecast is a noun and a verb, by the way. So you can say, for example, forecast, it means predicting the degree for example, 2 days, 3 days, just like this. Have a look at this picture. So you predict for the future, okay, but not the far future, it's the near future. So for example, 3-day forecast. So what's today? For example, today is Sunday. So I'm predicting, or today is Friday, I'm predicting for Saturday, for Sunday, and for Monday. The weather is going to be like what? Okay, so this is the forecast. In Arabic, we can say it's like al-arsad. Okay, forecaster, what is meant by forecaster? Forecaster, the person who tells us the forecast. This is the forecaster. Okay, very good. There is another picture for the forecast. I got you for all the week, for example. When you watch the news, for example, you can hear the forecast for the whole week. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay. Weather report. Weather report, it's what the forecaster reads sometimes. Okay, so it's the report concerning the weather. Weather news as well. Where do you hear or where do you watch the forecast? So you can hear it, yeah, through the weather news as well. Yes, very good. It's a noun. As we said, temperature, it means what? Temperature, it means the degree, the number, like 40 degrees Celsius or 30 or 20. If you don't know the exact number, you can use one of these words. What are these words? Like this. Hi. I got you a picture that is related to make it easier as well. Have a look here. Okay, so you can say it's like here, it's like the temperature here. Okay, so if it's, for example, very hot, like whenever it's like 45, for example, or more, of course, you can say it's very hot, or you can say the temperature is high. You can use this word, or you can use this word. Okay, very hot, hot. If it's not hot, okay, we can say what it's around like warm. So it's sunny, but it's good as well. So you can say it's warm. Cool, it's nice. Cool, it means nice weather. Okay, or you can say mild or moderate weather as you like. If it's cold, it means like in winter, for example, or in winter. So we have the temperature, we can say it's cold, or we can say the temperature is low. You can use this word or this word. So in other words, you can use the word high or hot or very hot. You can use the word low, or you can use the word cold. You can use cool or mild or moderate, as you like, the easiest for you. Okay, so if I asked you what's the temperature, for example, what's the temperature today, you can say it's 30, for example, degrees Celsius, or it's, and you can use one of these words. It's high, it's low, it's mild, it's cool, it's warm, it's cold, it's hot, as you like. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, there are some important words you have to know in order to know how to speak about the weather. They are very easy, but at the same time, they are very important. Like what? Let's have a look at this. There is an easy way to remember these words. We know the noun, and from the noun, we are going to get the adjective. Okay? So, for example, snow, snowy. So, what does it mean snowy? This is snowy. I'll get you the picture. This is snowy, guys. Do you see? When you have snow, okay? The verb is snowing in this case. Okay. Snow or snowy. Very good. Sun, sunny. The adjective is sunny. I'm gonna tell you why I tell you the noun and the adjective as well. Did you see? Like whenever you have the sun like this. So it's sunny. Okay. Cloud, cloudy. What does mean cloudy or what does mean cloud? This image is going to make it clear for you. This is what is meant by cloudy. Do you see? When you see cloud or a lot of clouds in the sky like this, you feel it's like a little dark. So this is cloudy. Okay. Wind, windy. Wind, windy. What is meant by wind or windy? Like this. You see? When you have strong air, and the air makes everything like leaning, for example, like the trees, like the flowers. Okay, so it's like this. This is windy. Very strong air. The next word is, sorry, the verb that we can use with wind. The wind is blowing. Blow. It's like هبوب الرياح. يهب يعني. The verb blow or blowing. Rain, and the adjective is rainy. Rain, and the adjective is rainy, like this. When you have rain, okay, and you have to hold your umbrella, for example. Fog, foggy. Fog, foggy. What does it mean by fog and foggy? It means, for example, when you to the image like this. This image. Have a look. Do you see? It means, like, for example, when you see something white in front of you, you can, for example, if you have a car and you are driving, you can't see. You can't see because there is like something white in front of you. Okay, so this weather, we call it what? We call it foggy. Foggy weather. Okay, foggy like this, something white in front of you. Okay. The next one, storm, stormy. Storm, stormy. Storm or stormy, it means when you have very, very, very strong air, but it has different meanings. It could be sandstorm, it could be dust storm, it could be snowstorm, it could be blizzard. I'm gonna tell you the difference. But for example, to make it easier for you until I explain it more now, this is stormy. Do you see? Do you see how is, for example, if you are walking and you are next to the sea or something, there is very, very strong air that makes you like pushing you. This is stormy, okay? There are different types of storms. Like what? Like sandstorm. Sandstorm, it means what? It means like this. Mostly it happens in desert. Do you see? This is the sandstorm. When very, very strong air and it has sand from the desert. Okay? So sandstorm. اللي هي عاصفة رملية because of the sand in that desert. Okay? The other one is dust storm. What does mean dust storm? Dust storm, we know this. It happens in Egypt. It happens in Egypt in fall, in the season of fall. This is the dust. Dust when you are walking and you can't open your eyes because of the dust. Okay, so do you see they are covering their faces and they are holding their hands because they can't see well or they can't breathe well. It happens in fall in Egypt. This is the dust storm. الترابية. العاصفة الترابية. Okay. Snowstorm. Snowstorm like this. When you have very, very strong air and it's covered with snow. Everything is covered with the snow. So this is the snowstorm. There is another word that I want you to know, which is blizzard. Blizzard, it means very long and severe, strong. Snowstorm, okay, with strong wind. It doesn't happen in Egypt because we don't have snow, but it happens in European countries. So it means what? It means a snowstorm, but it's severe, strong, and long at the same time, and very strong wind. Okay, very good. What's the importance of these words? The importance of these words that, do you remember the first question that we asked today? What's the weather like today? How is the weather? What is it like out? What's the forecast like for tomorrow? It's cold. What else? What other words we can use instead of cold? You can use any of these words. How can I use them? Remember something. It's really, really important to remember this. It's a very important rule that we have in English. In English, if you would like to answer the weather question, we use adjective plus verb, and before it's, and then you use adjective or verb. So you can say it's adjective like snowy, verb like snowing, it's snowy. But you can never use the noun. It's a mistake. It's wrong. So you can't say it's snow. You can't say this. Why? Because snow is a noun. So it's snow. It's a mistake. It's wrong. So again, what's the rule in English? If you'd like to answer for the weather question, you can use adjectives or you can use verbs. You can never use noun. So I can say it's snow. No, it's a mistake because snow is a noun and I can't use noun. What can I use? I can use the adjective. What's the adjective? Adjective, it's snowy. That's why I give you the adjective and the noun. It's snowing. You can use the verb as well. Which of these words have verbs? It's only two. Snow, the verb is snowing. Rain, the verb is raining. Just these are the verbs that we have. So again, if I come and ask you this question, so how is the weather today? It's okay. So you can say it's wet. So you can say it's snowy, it's sunny, it's cloudy, it's windy, it's rainy, it's foggy, it's stormy. You can use any of the adjectives. Okay, very good. Let's see another slide. Okay, there are some other words that are related to the weather, like what? Thunder, thunder, lightning, lightning. What does mean thunder and lightning? This is thunder and lightning, guys. That's it. Do you see? Thunder and lightning. Thunder is the strong sound, the sound that you hear in the sky. Lightning, this is the lightning that happens when we have thunder. Okay? So again, thunder, it means what? The strong sound, the very strong sound that you hear in the sky. Like what we had in Egypt a few days ago. Okay? Lightning, it means the light that you see in the sky because of the thunder or with the thunder. Okay, very good. If I want to use these words, how can I use them? Do you remember we said we had a rule? What's the rule? I can't say it's some thunder or it's lightning. It's a mistake. So how can I use them? Simply, you can use verb. You can use verb, for example, verb to have. So we had thunder yesterday. We had thunder yesterday. Or you can say there was, or there is, okay, as you like, either it's present or past. There was, or we had thunder yesterday, or lightning yesterday, as you like. Okay, so this is the easiest way to use them if you have a noun. Okay. Next word, freezing. Freezing. It's another adjective. Freezing, it means what? It means freezing. It means when you have very, very cold. So again, what does mean freezing? Freezing means like this. Do you see the man? It's like his beard is frozen. You see, freezing. You can use this word as well. It's an adjective, by the way. You can use it to describe what? You can use it to describe the weather when it's very, very, very cold and you feel that your hand is very cold, or your feet, your hand is very cold, or your feet are very cold. You can say, I'm freezing. I'm freezing, it means you feel very, very cold. Okay? The weather is very cold. There is another word that you may hear, chilly. How is the weather today? It's a little bit chilly. What does mean it's a little bit chilly? Chilly means cold. It's another word. It's an adjective as well. Clear. Okay, what does mean clear? Clear like this. When you have the sky clear. Okay, do you see? The sky is clear in this case. Okay. Dew. What does mean dew? This is the dew. Dew, it means when you have small drops of water. You see small drops of water in the early morning on the flowers or on the plants. Okay, so this is called what? The dew. Humid. What does mean humid? Humid is an adjective, and the noun from it is humidity. So the noun. What does mean humid or humidity? It means when you have moisture in the air. What does mean when you have moisture in the air? I'll tell you something, guys. When you are in summer, for example, in July or August, how do you feel? The weather is so hot. Very good. What else? It's just hot? No, it's hot and humid as well. When you go to the sea, Alex, for example, and you sit in front of the sea, okay, you feel the weather is what? It has humidity. So humid, it means, or humid, it means what? رطوبة, okay? So this is the meaning of the word. And mostly it happens in Egypt, in summer, in months like what? In months like July or August, mostly, okay? Raindrops, raindrops. Raindrops are the small drops of the air, small drop of the air, of the rain, sorry. Okay, so these are raindrops. Okay, so go back. Rainbow. What does mean rainbow? The rainbow, it means the 7 colors. This is the rainbow. Okay, do you see the 7 colors in the sky when you see them? Snowflakes. Snowflakes. It's another word that you may hear from a person who is speaking about weather in Europe, for example. What does mean snowflakes? These are snowflakes. Do you see this? Do you know what is it, guys? What is it? This is snow, shapes of snow. We don't see this in Egypt because we don't have snow. Sorry. But in European countries, when there are snow, the snow makes shapes like this, take forms. These are called what? These are called snowflakes in this case. Okay. I write to next to everyone, it's a noun or it's an adjective to make it easy for you to know how to use it, okay? Okay. Drizzle. What does mean it's drizzling? This is drizzling. Okay, do you see? What is it? What is it drizzling? Drizzling, it means before rain. What happens? Before it rains, what happens? So what happens? Did you know? Yeah, we have small drops of water on the floor. This is drizzling. So for example, it's just a drizzling. Drizzling, it means it's not raining. It's just a small drops of water, but it's not raining yet. So it means what? It means raining very lightly. Okay? In Arabic, like bitnadda. Okay, so this is drizzling. Okay, we have some more words. Okay. Heat wave. Heat wave. What is meant by heat wave? Heat wave, it happens in Egypt as well. It means when you have 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and the temperature is very high. So you say it's a heat wave. So what is meant by heat wave? It means very hot weather for for some days. Sorry. Okay, for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. So we can say it's a heat wave. Okay, or the heat wave was, for example, for a long time this week. Natural disasters. What does mean natural disasters? Natural disasters like this. These are natural disasters. Do you see? Like this, like this, like this. It means what? It means bad weather. Bad weather, and it causes damage or it causes killing for people. Okay, so this is natural disaster. Number 1, we have earthquake. Earthquake. What does mean earthquake? This is the earthquake. You see? Earthquake, it means when the land shakes. The land shakes, and houses. You can find houses that are damaged, people killed, for example. Okay, so it means what? It means it was a strong earthquake, like what happens in Japan all the time, for example. Hurricane, hurricane. What does mean by hurricane? This is the hurricane. Have a look here. Hurricane. So what's a hurricane? A hurricane, it means when you have circular movements. So again, what's a hurricane? Hurricane, it means what? It means circular, you see, circle, like circles, circular movement, especially in the Atlantic Ocean, especially in the Atlantic Ocean. This movement can be very strong and can cause a lot of ships, for example, to drown or to sink. It can kill people, okay? So this is the hurricane. By the way, in Arabic, hurricane, typhoon, tornado, twister, mostly all of them احنا بنترجمهم كلهم like إعصار, but the meaning is different in English. The meaning of them is different in English. Typhoon, it's the same like hurricane. I wrote you it's equal here. But hurricane happens in the Atlantic Ocean mainly. Hurricane happens in the Atlantic Ocean. Typhoon, the typhoon happens in the tropical, it could happen in the tropical areas. So the difference is in the place of occurrence. Tornado. What does mean tornado? Tornado, it's a spinning cone. This is the tornado, do you see? Tornado. Spinning cone, cone. It makes this shape. This is cone. It's very, very strong and it can take a whole house, or it can take cars, or it can take a lot of things while it's moving. So it's very damaging. It can cause a lot of damage for places. Twister, it's the same like tornado. I wrote here it's equal as well. It's like tornado, but this is the slang word, the common word for people. So some people may say, okay, there was a twister yesterday, or there was a tornado yesterday. Okay. Flood. What is meant by flood? Flood, it means like this. This is the flood. I'll get you the picture here, sir. And that's the flood. Okay, it means when you have a lot of water, and this water covers cars, sometimes cover houses or floors of houses. Okay, we had this in the past. Okay, in the Nile. Okay, in the river Nile, we had flood in the river Nile, but now we have the high dam. Okay, it can kill people as well and causes a lot of damage. Drought. What is meant by drought? This is the drought. This picture. Drought, it means what? It means when there is no water, there is no rain for a very long time. So the land or the plants die, everything die. So people can't find anything to eat. And people start to have famine. What is meant by famine? This is famine, like in Africa. Like this. People can't find anything to eat because of the drought. There is no food. There is no fruit. There is no vegetable. There is nothing because there is no water or there is no rain. So people start to have famine. They can't find anything to eat, like in Africa, as I told you. Okay. Volcano or volcanic eruption. What is meant by volcano or volcanic eruption? This is the volcano or volcanic eruption, like this. Okay. Of course, it's dangerous as well, or it's a natural disaster as well. Tsunami, it's like what happened in the US or in America, not from a very long time. It's very large. It's like this. I can get you the image. Do you see this? Do you see the amount of water? It's very large and dangerous ocean wave. It happens why? Sometimes because there is an earthquake inside the sea. So we had a lot of water, a very large, and it's very strong. Do you see now? It takes what? It takes the houses, the cars, the people, it takes everything. Okay? So that's why we call they are what? They are natural disasters. It happened by nature, but it causes a lot of problems or a lot of harm, a lot of losses. Okay, these are the words that are really important to know about the weather. As homework, I want you to choose one word, just one word from here, or one word from here, or one word from here, or one word from here. Just to choose one word and put it in a correct sentence. Use it in a sentence. Okay? Okay, very good. Now we are going to move to something else. English idioms related to weather. What are the English idioms related to weather? There are some important idioms. I told you before. I don't know if I wrote it here or not. Yeah, I wrote it. What does it mean? It's raining cats and dogs. What does it mean? It's raining cats and dogs. What do you think? Does it mean? I'm gonna show you. Okay. It's raining. So what does it mean? Do you think that it's raining cats and dogs? It means the sky is raining cats and dogs? Is it correct? No, of course not. So idioms are really important because you have to know the meaning of these words. They are used a lot in movies, in natural speaking, in conversations. They are used a lot, so you have to know as much as you can about them. Every now and then we take idioms related to the topic. So for example, we have taken idiom related to neighborhood. Now we are taking idiom related to weather. So again, what's an idiom? For those who forgot, idioms, it means expressions or phrases or sentences that we don't translate them literally. We have to know what's meant by them. So let's see the first example. Break the ice. What does it mean break the ice? Does it mean you break the ice? This is the ice. Does it mean we break the ice? No. So what does it mean? It means to start a conversation, especially in a social situation like what, like a wedding, like a party. You start to speak. It means you start to speak with a person. Why? To break the silence when meeting someone new. Whenever you meet a person for the first time, there is always silence. Okay, you don't know what to say, how to start. So break the ice, it means you started the conversation. So for example, I met a nice girl. I met a nice girl yesterday. At first, it was a little bit awkward. Sorry, we don't need this. I met a nice girl at the cafe yesterday. At first, it was a bit awkward, strange, but I broke the ice with my camp story. Okay, so he started to speak, starting with what? With a story. Okay, so that's why he break the ice. Okay. As right as rain. What does it mean as right as rain? It's related to rain. Does it mean rain? No. So what does it mean? It means to feel okay, to feel well, to feel all right. So for example, I took some medicine before I went to bed, and the next morning I was as right as rain. It means, what does it mean I was as right as rain? It means I was okay, I was feeling good, I was feeling well. Okay. A fair weather friend. What does it mean fair weather friend? It means what? Weather and friend? What does it mean? Someone who is your friend. He is your friend only when you are in good situation, when you have good life, when you have good money, when you have good job. But if you have a problem in your life, he will disappear. So it means he is not a true friend. He is only a friend when everything is good with you. But if you have something bad happen to you, he won't be there for you. He would not support you in difficult time. He would disappear. So he is not a good friend. I thought Ahmed would support me when I was fired, but he turned out to be a fair weather friend. It means he is not a good friend. Calm before the storm. We have this in Arabic, by the way. Calm before the storm. اللي هو الهدوء ما قبل العاصفة. So what does it mean? Quiet before bad time. It's quiet time before something bad happens. So for example, the manager didn't say anything till now. So it's calm before the storm. So for example, the manager is angry, but he didn't say anything. And for example, you expect that there is something bad he is going to make after this silence. Every cloud has a silver linen. We have this in Arabic as well. What does mean every cloud? It means the cloud? No. Every cloud has a silver lining. It means whenever something bad happens to you in your life, there is always something good in it. So there is always something good in every bad situation that you have in your life. So for example, I am really sick. If you are sick, this is something good or bad? Of course, this is something bad and feel awful, but I get to stay at home. So if you feel sick and you are ill and you have to stay at home, this is something good? No, this is something bad. But for him, it's bad, yes, but it's okay for him because he can study well for the test on Monday. So it's a chance for him to study well for the test. He is going to be at home, not at work, and he can study well. Every cloud has a silver lining. So always, if you have a bad situation, there's something good in it, even if you don't know. It never rains, but it pours. What does mean it never rains, but it pours? It's a very common idiom. It means when something bad happens, usually other bad things happen. We have this in Arabic, by the way. It's the same in Arabic. We have this. It never rains, but it pours. So for example, first she got locked out of her apartment. Then she lost her purse. And when she was crossing the road, she was hit by a car. So now she doesn't have an apartment. And she lost her purse, her bag. And she was hit by a car. So it never rains, but it pours. It means bad things happens. And usually bad things happens after that. Okay? So it's not just one thing bad, no, bad and then bad and then bad and then bad. Okay, so it never rains, but it pours. It's raining cats and dogs. What does it mean it's raining cats and dogs? It means what? It's raining very hard. It's raining very, very, very hard. It's boring. I think I'm going to stay in today and read a book. It's raining cats and dogs. Steal someone's thunder. So what is it? What is it? It's a thunder? Real thunder? No, it doesn't mean thunder here. It means what? Steal someone's thunder, it means to take attention away from someone on their special day, a wedding or birthday. What does it mean? Okay, I'll tell you how. For example, if you are attending a wedding party, okay? Who is the most important person in the wedding? The bride. She wears a nice white dress and all people are looking at the bride because it's her day, right? Very good. Okay, if you are one of the people who are invited and you went to the wedding and you wear a very gorgeous dress or you wear a very nice dress, so everyone start to make what? Start to look at you, not at the bride. So in this case, you made what? You take attention away from her on her day, on her special day. So look at Jenny in that dress. Look at Jenny in that dress. She really stole the bride's asunder. It means everyone is now looking at Jenny because of her beauty, because of her dress, not looking at the bride. Okay. Save it for a rainy day. What does mean save it for a rainy day? We have this in Arabic. It means if you have extra money, keep it. Don't spend all of it. Keep something like money, for example, for a time when you need it. So for example, I earned extra money. If you have now extra money, don't spend it. Save it. I'll save it for a rainy day. On cloud nine. What does it mean on cloud nine? It means the cloud has numbers? Of course not. On cloud nine, it means when you feel very, very happy, delighted. She graduated with excellent degree. So if you are graduated with excellent degree, how do you feel? Very, very happy. So she's on cloud nine. It means she's very happy. Storm out. What does mean storm out? It means to leave a place while you are angry. Leaving a place angrily. We had a fight. For example, we had a fight together. So he stormed out. So he left while he was angry. The last idiom that we have, under the weather. Under the weather. What does mean under the weather? It means sick. So my teacher didn't come to school today. Why? Because she was a little under the weather. It means she was a little bit sick. Okay. So there are 12 idioms. So please try to study them and understand the meaning of them. After you study them and understand the meaning, I want you to do this homework. Complete the missing idiom. You are going to read these questions or sentences and you are going to write the correct idiom. How are you feeling today? Oh, I'm little what? He angrily out of the meeting. I have been ever since I landed my dream job. I thought he was a great friend, but he is really just he didn't even call or visit when I was in the hospital. So these are some exercises on the idiom. So please try to answer them as homework. Another homework we are gonna do weather questions. These are some common questions about the weather. When you speak with a person in a conversation, you can use them. What's your favorite season and why? Which do you like better, hot weather or cold weather? What month gets the most rain in your country? What's the average temperature in your country in the summertime? What kind of climate do you prefer when choosing a place to go on vacation? In your opinion, which season is the most beautiful? Do you think weather affects the way people feel? Have you ever checked the weather for your study on the internet? Where do you get your weather information from? What's your favorite winter activity? How is the weather today? So these are some questions. Please try to answer them. Okay. Another homework. I forgot to write as homework. This is homework as well. This is homework, don't forget. And this is the homework, the last homework that we have to take. What is that? What is this homework about? This is our last, no, not our last, but this is the one before the last homework. Unjumble the words. What does mean unjumble the words? These are some sentences about the weather, okay? But they are not written in the correct order. So you are going to order them. So for example, the weather, two things different means people different. So the correct sentence is what? The weather means different things to different people. This is the correct order. You are going to order all the paragraphs about the weather. Okay, so this is the homework. Another homework. We are going to have translation, some translations. So I want you to try to translate them, translate into English. Okay. Trachoma خطر يهدد أطفال مصر. Trachoma is a type of a disease, and it's called the trachoma in English as well. So how can you write this sentence in English? So please try to make it, and we are going to check it together. And another sentence, but it's in English, translate into Arabic. French companies seek role in Libya rebuilding. Don't forget something. In English, when we translate, if the sentence is very long, or if it's a paragraph, try to divide it into smaller sentences. So if it's a very long sentence or very long paragraph, don't translate all of it. Translate it as small sentences, divide it into small sentences. This is number one. هقسمه لجمل صغيرة لو كان paragraph كبير. Number two, to make it easier for you, in Arabic, try as much as you can to start with the verb. الأسهل في العربي في translation العربي إن أنت تبتدي بالverb. يعني دور فين الverb وابتدي بيها تبقى easier for you. Especially إن إحنا بعد كده هناخد paragraphs وهنحاول نعملها translation عشان ما تتوهوش في النص. Number three, in English, stick to the structure. ما تنسوش structure في English. Subject and then the verb, and don't forget the tenses. Okay? These are the most important notes about this part. If I remember something else, I'm gonna tell you in the next session. Okay? So try to translate them, please. And I'm gonna send you البوك بتاع نوادر الترجمة لو مش معاكم. There is another thing, the last thing that we are gonna take today is to watch the video. This is our last. Okay, it's already working. Yes. So let's watch the video. It's about weather as well. Okay, so did you get it? Did you understand the words in this video? So hopefully you did. If there is any question, please ask. Okay, well, I think this is the end, okay, of our session today, and see you next time, inshallah.